Sorry, I had to take the mic from this man. Give me the controller. I hate you so much. Sorry about that, guys. Third messed up the commentary with his, the stream PC with his wondrous voice. So we took it away. Ursula did it.
Speaking of Ursula, the Sea Witch, a.k.a. the Sea Goddess, blessed the LAxGODS with another godly dub.
Oh, that's right. We need to. It should be, I believe, is it 13-1 or is it 12?
I can't count that high.
Okay, thank you. But now we're going into F1, and I believe Havoc is going to be the one to go in.
Naturally. Havoc is their premier racer for the gods. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And so it's going to be interesting to see who the Phantoms in it might be Black Diamond, but I think it might more likely be Mr. B. And
is Mr. B a racer? Because I feel like he's an all-arounder from what I understand. Is that right?
He's an all-rounder. He's an all-rounder with really good charisma, and he dabbles in a lot of things. Strongly one of those jack of all trades, master of none. Unfortunately, some of the trades need a little bit more work to really get them up to that journeyman level instead of that apprentice level. Still a dependable player, still somebody who's willing to put in the reps, but F1's not a game you kind of get to be light-handed in when it comes to your knowledge of the game, especially in this newest iteration of 23, where you have to manage heat in your engine from overheating, and not to mention worrying about the temperature of your brakes, because the ceramic brakes in these high-end performance cars tend to get hot, and they're not able to generate pressure or generate proper friction on those brakes, causing wrecks that you've seen from players like Bubbles. I think Mers might have had one. Don't quote me on that. But a lot of your newer, a lot of the racers you come to depend on in the league have at least all had one like, whoa, what happened to my brakes moment.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. All right, and we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I know we're going to get Mr. Momo in here so he can talk about some Yu-Gi-Oh! With us. But we are in this F1. Does look like we have Havoc, and you were absolutely correct. It looks like Mr. B is going to be the one that is going in. And excuse me for earlier, guys, the scores are correct. It is 12-1 in the LAxGODS favor.
LAxGODS getting it, baby.
All right. So, one thing that I am seeing a lot of within the Phantoms, and I would like to see more of, is some more coaching. I think we do need to get those cameras out of there because we are having a hard time seeing whoever is on the bottom.
On the bottom, you'll have Mr. B in the player 2 slot, and then that is Havoc to your face in position 1. Mr. B taking a risky, slow turn around that first turn, being on the inside. That means all those NPCs are going to forcing into him, meaning he could have wrecked out early, but we'll see how he goes. Honestly, Mr. B's job this race is to just play as smooth a race as possible and let Havoc make the mistake, because Havoc is the more aggressive, is the more skilled racer in this matchup. So him being up there in the pack and dealing with a lot of the other NPCs could cause some damage, but somehow Mr. B is finding his way in the middle of the pack to get attacked. And back off. I can tell you right now, that PC is not going to care about you. And that's 2 collision warnings going to Mr. B, so that means he's probably going to have a time penalty.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, this race isn't who's gonna be. You're not racing against a bunch of the other PCs right now or computers. You're racing against the other player. So it's like doing your own race. Again, you can win first place or whatever places it is in front of the other end gamer that you're going against, but penalties will.
And there we go.
Oh man!
And there goes Mr. B. R.I.P.
Well, that sucks. Again, like I said before, when it comes to these games,
Put your hand down.
When it comes to these games, though, I'm not seeing a lot of coaching coming from the Phantoms when it comes to like these racers. I was gonna sneeze, but oh, excuse me. It looks like Strix is coming in here for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Blessed be the savior.
Oh my god. Anyway. So, with that being said, with Mr. B being the person that went in for this, that means Black Diamond is going in for Yu-Gi-Oh.
He looks like he plays Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's all right.
I mean, he does like anime.
What a nerd.
So, who do you think is actually going to be going in for the LA Gods?
LAxGODS. It'll probably be Havoc because I know Havoc was just in for.
Yeah, Havoc was just saying. We're going to
So we have
in a sec.
TLG, Imperial Region, and Bo Lee Brent.
I think Brent's going to go in.
I think Brent plays. Also, Rafiki is here as a coach, so that does give them access to just send in whoever. And I think Brent is the safest pick for leaving coverage out for shooters, fighters. Actually, yeah, you leave out Imperial and you leave out TLG and you send in low key Brent and you have Rafiki coach them through. And then you probably have, and then Black Diamond has to go in giving the Phantoms a full reset. And then you have either, what's Rory's tag?
R-Dub.
R-Dub coaching him through that, or Black Diamond playing his own machinations when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! This should be interesting because both these teams do have different approaches to Yu-Gi-Oh! If my memory's right. I think last time we saw the Phantoms play, they were running a Dark Magician style deck, whereas the last time, well, formerly the Trollz played Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they were playing Exodia.
Okay.
So the LAxGODS might have changed it up, or they might be sticking to the original Egyptian god Exodia himself. Maybe the bridging of the pantheons.
Hey, let's go. So one thing that I will say about this game is and as you know, this is a highly coachable game.
Super coachable.
Super coachable. One thing I would also like to highlight is what's that you wearing?
Oh, this.
What's that?
This?
What is that?
This?
What is that? Is that a new jersey?
That's the new Cobra fit,
Did
baby.
the jerseys come in?
It's the new Cobra fit, baby.
Hey!
It's the new Cobra fit, baby.
Hey, let's go.
Cobra fit, baby. We out here. We out here.
We got jerseys in, guys. We got the new jerseys in. So
and give us a little bit of time, and you can order your favorite Endgamers jersey through your respective teams.
That is correct. I'm going to go broke because I'm getting one for everybody.
Cobra jersey is $200 a piece, by the way.
I want two of them.
You get the discount.
Hey, let's go.
But like I said, Black Diamond going in a reset, and looks like they're going with Imperial Raijin. So I think Raijin might have been a Yu-Gi-Oh player as well. I mean, but if he plays Yu-Gi-Oh like he plays shooters, the Phantom should win this.
Yo, that is wild.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I refuse to give Raijin any props because I can.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, honestly, I think that this is going to be this can be a win for another win for the Phantoms. Something that they really need because the momentum has shifted so much.
Momentum shifted. Momentum left the lobby.
Well, no, I mean, what I mean in the situation is the Phantoms did start out at least having a strong momentum. Obviously,
they were contesting the games a lot more consistently throughout the early part. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and so it's just gotten to a point where obviously it's the second half. They haven't won another game yet. This is really the opportunity for them to get another game. So
and it looks like we got a timeout going out on the side of the LAxGODS, meaning they might have had to do the download and not logged in properly. So if they didn't get that login done, that download setup, so that download time when you first log into Yu-Gi-Oh on any of the computers, it's about 2.5-3 minutes. And if they're calling that timeout to get that set up, then that's going to be a forfeit. And honestly, I would have just burned the forfeit instead of wasting the timeout because, granted, you are up 12 at this point, but we have seen games just absolutely collapse because of no timeouts. And Strix made this point earlier. I said it could happen with the Phantoms, and he made the point. It's like they're an experienced team, too many veterans, too many multi-season veterans, too many sophomores on that team for that to happen. But it is so easy to trip and fall on your face.
Well, here's the thing about usually we're talking about the Phantoms right now, right?
No, talking about the LAxGODS and their timeout and potentially having setup issues. And
you're absolutely correct there. You know, they do have like you said, a lot of vets, a lot of the sophomores that are there, especially they have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge.
Yes.
Right, and they should know not to waste their timeouts, especially on a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah, like bro,
something that you could easily have logged into and gotten ready to go.
Dude, we do Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. All right. And then we got MK1 coming up next.
Hey, I'm happy to be back. Hey,
Oh.
you know I saw Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had to slide in. We will be joined by Momo from
Hey,
the
let's
cloud
go. My
as
favorite
well.
Yu-Gi-Oh commentator. I'll sit back and let him do the rest. Is he here yet?
Yes, I am.
Hey,
Hello, hello.
Can we hear him on stream?
yeah, I think we can hear him on stream.
Hey, let's
Well,
go.
we can hear him.
Okay.
Okay, great. Y'all scaring me.
Okay.
Okay.
Who we got? What the deck is this?
Okay. So this is from the fandom side. The deck that they're running, deck they've run.
Karibos?
Kind of close. So this is Exo Sister. So this is a deck specializing in making rank 4 Xyz monsters. The deck
Oh, God, I hate
plays
Xyz.
around effectively 2 sets of sisters, and then there's one monster in between that tries to bridge the gaps. Right now, though, all they're doing is just dropping a bunch of level 4 monsters down, and then going to make this monster called Exo Sister speak hell.
And what'd she do?
So, on summon, lets you add a Exo Sister monster from deck to hand, and then can detach. It's detach.
Yeah.
Or add an Exo Sister monster from deck to hand. Also stops people from using their graveyards, which is a lot of decks, surprisingly enough.
Oh, so you're telling me that the best way to go about doing this deck is making one like beyond the beyond the dimension, or the ones that are placed out of the graveyard area, removed from deck. Yeah. Ooh.
And we see a good Ash there to stop the extension there. That's the big thing that adding the card from hand will do, is allow you to make more plays. As I don't know, if you've noticed, people play a bunch.
What they were trying to do is they were going to add a Exo Sister monster from deck to hand. Specifically, it's called Exo Sister Martha, which would let them summon another rank 4 monster and then overlay to their boss monster.
Oh.
That Ash just stopped their whole play dead to rights, so now they're just going to be setting their 2 traps and then passing their turn, most likely.
Cool. Now, what are these 2 traps supposed to do?
So the first one, the one that's still in hand, Infinite Impermanence, what it lets the player do is lets them target a monster the opponent controls and negate its effects. Additionally, if it's set on the field, every spell trap in the column of that gets negated.
That's so stupid.
It's a very
God.
specific thing. Yeah.
It's- Yeah. And now if we switch over to the troll side and see what they're doing, I have a bit of an inclination. Yes, it is their
Inclination.
Numeron deck. So this is a really weird take on Xyz monsters. On the Phantom side, we see a bunch of monsters overlaying to make an Xyz. This is going to do Xyz summoning in a very unconventional way. So this Numeron network is going to let them send a Numeron card from their deck to their graveyard called Numeron Call, and then apply the card's effects. This is going to let them summon 4 Xyz monsters with the numbers 1 through 4.
Get the heck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
That's
No.
so stupid.
But wait,
Yep.
there's more.
There is so much more. Because not only do they get to summon the 4, each of them have weird effects where they can start crashing into the opponent, and all of them start gaining tons of effects. I have not done the math on this one. I don't know whether or not the opponent's dead right now.
So if they let the attack go through, they are dead, because each one that attacks then doubles the attack going forward. So it'll go 2, 4.
Yeah, so the
8.
first 2 attacks won't do anything, but that'll be 4,000, 4,000. So that should be
Yeah.
close to dead to rights.
Pretty much either way here. Yeah, they might have 1 turn.
Yeah, actually, because it's 2,300, so it'd be 37.
It's a really interesting strategy that if you're not prepared for it, or I've never seen a Numeron deck, it does. It is really frustrating to deal with, because now you see they're all up to 2,000. Everybody watching, and we go here. This next one's going to attack. They're going to take a little bit more damage. Oh no! But now they're up to 4,000. And actually, no, they are dead, because this will do 4,000 into 8,000 from the last one. So this should be the end of the game. Surprisingly enough, if this is allowed to go through.
That is true. And
Don't let it.
the Imperm is going to be able to stop the negate, or stop the effect to increase the attack points, so that'll at least keep them in the game for now. And then they're going to chain Exo Sister. I don't believe this is Vetus. I believe this is the Banish effect. Yes, Return again. This lets them, if they have an Exosister monster on the field, choose one of 3 effects. The most common one is to just banish a card.
And that's actually super smart because they did also manage to not take more damage and prevent the gaining. And I believe at the end of turn,
So they're going to be able to summon one more time this turn. The unfortunate thing here for them is there is a card in the TCG or the OCG where
What the heck is P skill? Continue.
what it would let them do is summon a I forget what it's called. Like I think it's F0 Zexal or something like that. Essentially, it's just a card that lets them use number monsters as material, and the effect reads: detach a material. Your opponent cannot activate card effects.
that's great.
I want to talk about the fact that all of those monsters just went into the graveyard.
So
Yes.
you do get the ability to summon 4 of them, which is always great and always good. But it is kind of if your opponent manages to survive, all of those go into your graveyard, and you basically have to try to do it again next turn.
Hey, yo, bro, just bring back Fusion to synchro summon this. I don't need all these Xyz, bro.
Yeah.
Wait till you see that. So that P scale that you also mentioned before, that's a pendulum monster. They have in their hand.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I hate pendulum cards. Don't you pendulum summon him.
It is a monster, and it's a spell, depending as to where it wants to be.
Oh my God, Black Diamond. Oh no, that was Imperial.
So for this one, what it does is, when it's a spell, it lets you activate the spell, send it to the graveyard, and destroy a spell trap that your opponent controls. And if it's a monster, you could do the same thing, but for monsters instead.
So this is just a way to make sure that they have no line of defense left.
Wait, hold on.
The opponent chaining Book of Moon just to set
To set it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but-
makes sense. But if he used that pendulum there, does that still count as a regular summon?
No.
Nope.
What?
So
It's
first
a
and foremost,
spell card.
he scaled. He did not summon anything. He set the scale. This is one of those very small things that goes into setting the scale. You can normally do that with 2 pendulums to summon a bunch of stuff. He just uses the one for the effect.
And additionally, that Book of Moon.
He didn't attack.
Interesting, not attacking. The Book of Moon, though, because the monster was already on the field, even though its position was changed, the player of the monster who controlled it did not manually change the position of the monster, and so just flipped back up like nothing happened.
Yeah, I get that. It makes sense. You usually use Book of Moon as a defensive tool sometimes, so that when a oh my God, when a end gamer is about to attack, you can then just flip them face down.
Yes. So what just happened there? They added Exosister monster from deck to hand, which is Exosister Martha. Now this one card on its own is pretty much full combo. So what they're going to do is, by special summoning it from hand, they also special a Exosister from deck. Then they're going to overlay into presumably a level 4, just an Xyz monster. Could be Michaelis, just to banish a card and add a spell trap from deck to hand. Additionally, they could go into Caspitel to try to set up for next turn if they expect to live this turn.
In this situation, what is their win condition since they are now kind of on lower life points? Should they be playing for next turn or just kind of going for what is going to get them the most mileage right now?
So right now, because they don't have anything else in hand, they don't have a way to win on this turn. So they're the only way for them to really set things up, just by summoning this Michaelis, adding a spell trap to hand, and just waiting for next turn. There is an argument to try to summon Zeus off of this Michaelis on the attack, but by summoning the Zeus, what they will inadvertently do is not have an Exosister name on board, and they will stop a lot of the effects that their deck does. Most cards that they have in their deck care about either no monsters on board or an Exosister name on board. So it'd be interesting to see what they want to do after the combat step.
Looking to add that spell trap that you mentioned to hand as well.
Yep. So the spell is just a special deck. Returnica is that banish that I was mentioning. Right now, though, they don't have anything to do, so they're probably just going to move to combat and hit over the Summoner Monk. A all-star from, like, 2007. It is used today in really degenerate strategies. I'm unsure why it's being used in the Trollz. But
You mean the LA Gods?
oh yeah. I'm being reminded. There's no longer the Trollz. It's the LAX. And a Harpy Feather Duster off the top. So what this does, it'll just destroy all spell traps Phantoms control.
And funnily enough, the card on the right side of their hand, the Lightning Storm, can't be used because of their field spell, which would be one way to at least try to force some interaction, I guess, with the opponent. But it looks like they're trying to do the same thing with the Numeron, summoning out the 4 of them.
Oh my God.
Yep. Here comes number 1.
Let's count together. Number 2.
Well, it should be number 2, but they chose number 3. And number 4. It looks like the LAX unable to count.
When you become a god, accounting doesn't matter.
Very true. And here's number 2. And so here, it is going to be... they're not dead this turn. They're close to it. So what they can do with the Returnica is on one of the attacks, or just before the attack, lets them banish one of the monsters. Otherwise, they are dead to this attack.
So once again, to everybody watching at home, when the LAxGODS monsters attack, they double the following one's attack points, essentially. And so they have 4k damage on board currently. Looks like they're possibly considering playing the Summoner Monk as well. Going to set that face down. And I'm assuming then they're going to move into start swinging.
Most likely.
And funnily enough, that attack they did miss is the difference between the game being over this turn and not being over if they'd actually gone ahead and attacked that one turn that they missed over.
Indeed. A bit of a misplay, though, from the LAX earlier. They used the Infinite Impermanence and the Returnica all in the same turn, when all they really needed to use was the single Returnica. Whenever the monster was pumped to 8,000 attack points, just use the Returnica on the monster that is going to swing next. Because,
Oh my God.
Yep, 24,000 attack points, and...
But remember, because they use Numeron Network to do this at the end phase,
Goodbye.
they're gone.
Good.
Goodbye.
Good.
They're gone.
So yeah, there is the opportunity for you to be able to, make a big play, maybe win pretty quickly. And I see Raijin maybe asking about what that face down and when to use it. Just checking when. I think Flame, Psycho Flame is their
So
Yu-Gi-Oh
it
player.
looks like the Phantoms are now making their move, so we should probably switch over to them.
Indeed. What is likely to have happened is the cards that we knew from their hand, we saw an Ash Blossom, and they drew a second Ash Blossom for turn. So they have set the Ash.
Hey!
Oh, we got 3 Ash Blossoms. Let's go.
Indeed. Okay, and
Let's negate everybody's effects.
Yes.
indeed, but LAX unable to do anything in this position.
Well, that's what happens when you can summon 4 monsters and they all go to the graveyard at the end of the turn.
But the fact they're also not willing to take the risk, hilariously enough.
And off the top, a card called Anti-Spell Fragrance, a very frustrating card.
Smells delicious.
Yep. So
It's great.
when it's flipped up, neither players are allowed to activate a spell card from their hand without setting it. Now,
Yo, chill.
yeah. So for
Oh no.
so if they split the anti-spell right here, what they will have to do is they will have to set the 1 day of peace face down, and then they can activate
But
it.
they need to do it before this Harpy's Feather Duster come and
And the Duster's down. It doesn't matter. Duster.
it will wipe the field either way now at this point. So even if they play it, they need to do it at the top of the turn to ensure that they couldn't just play here.
What'll be interesting to see is whether or not, because the Phantoms have a Ash Blossom in hand, which will be able to negate the 1 day apiece. It'll be interesting whether or not they want the card, or they're just gonna keep the Trollz or the LAX off of the card.
Well, the thing that I'm a little concerned about is that they shouldn't be able to play that or activate the 1 day of peace. Oh, are they?
They're allowed to, yes. So,
Because I thought the chain goes backwards afterwards.
Well, what they did was, before the anti-spell fragrance went off, they played a card to clear the back row. And ultimately what ended up happening, they needed to play it sooner. To Momo's point, they did not want anybody to draw a card, and instead said, no, you don't get to play the game anymore. I'm
That's
going
wild.
to ash this.
so my question, at least for the LAX, is why have they continued to let this Summoner Monk not get any effect? They set the Lightning Storm down really early, but the Lightning Storm, because they have the Numeron network, that card is a dead card. And what the Summoner Monk can do is they can discard a spell card to summon a level 4 monster from their deck. So by keeping Lightning Storm in hand, they could use Summoner Monk, pitching that. Here comes another Summoner Monk to the same point. And then they could potentially start advancing plays. Right now, they could just not even just summoning the Summoner Monk, not trying to go for a rank 4, which leads me to believe they don't have one in their deck.
So I think this is the funny thing is that with some of the players in the league that do know a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, they don't always know kind of how to read the board state and like find win conditions. And so to them, it's like, well, I'm used to just playing this Numeron, strategy, and that's how I'm looking to take a win here. And maybe here trying to figure out like, all right, cool, what do I want to do? Looking to flip over and
just turn the Summoner Monk to the side. So
Makes sense.
Summoner Monk is never allowed to be in attack position. Once it's summoned, it then shifts over to defense.
Yep. And so now it's coming down to, can the Phantoms, top deck a card that possibly could get them back into the game?
And Aritama is likely going to be one of the best cards they could have top decked. So what it'll let them do is on normal summon, it is a spirit card. So at the end of the turn, it will return
go back
to
to your hand. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I remember those.
yeah, it's not going to stick around for very long. So in this deck, they're playing likely 1 Aritama, 3 Sakitama,
and the 4th Ash Blossom of the game.
This Ash Blossom is incredibly important here. So what they were going to do is they were going to add from deck to hand a Sakitama, and they could add normal the Sakitama. That is 2 level 4s. And so they would then be able to break the board. But they're just going to have to wait till next turn. So they're going to do the same play next turn. The Ash Blossom keeping it off.
Exile
Force.
I remember this card.
Isn't that game? No, not exactly game, but they can put them in a difficult spot.
No, I don't believe so. So what they'd have to use is the Exiled Force to get rid of the opponent's Ash Blossom. So they're going to try to do that now. However, with Summoner Monk, it can't go to attack mode.
I thought he was about to destroy his own monster.
There was a second where he considered it for a second.
Yep.
You can see Imperial laughing. Don't know if they actually...
That's a rare sight. Summoner Monk being
in attack
turned
mode.
to attack mode. Yeah,
And
that is a very rare sight.
And so that's going to be the end of their turn. And now they have put them on a clock, though. They have one more turn. Essentially, the Phantoms have to find their out right now. They have to find the play that keeps them in the game.
They already have it. They have the Aritama in hand. So what they can just do is, or the Stella and Ellis, I believe, they can normal Stella special Ellis, or normal Aritama, normal Sakitama. Because Aritama and Sakitama together let you normal 2 monsters as long as they're spirits. So you're going to do the Aritama line. So you're going to activate Aritama, add from deck to hand this here Sakitama. These names are all over the place, mind you.
I can tell.
Yeah. So they're going to reveal the Sakitama, which will let them normal a spirit monster, which usually is itself, but I've seen really funny decks where it's not itself. And this is 2 level 4 monsters, which is what this entire deck revolves around. So they can add, or go for Caspitel, and then this will let them add a Exorcister monster from their deck to hand, which will be Martha, and that will get them a lot more plays. It is a question of how much they fear the back row.
There's only one back row.
Indeed.
Yeah, but we know what that is. But unfortunately, them not knowing, it will come down to whether or not they feel comfortable making a play. Now they've only activated Numeron twice. Is there a specific condition that their field spell Numeron Network has to activate under?
I believe the opponent needs to have a monster face up for it to activate, and I don't believe there has been a monster in that position to do so under this time. I could be wrong about it. Numeron's not a strategy you see very often, especially once you get really high in the rank, like the ladder. It's a deck that is a fun gimmick, but does not hold up to scrutiny. And here, off the Martha, especially a Sophia from deck, and they're going to summon into a Michaelis. And here's what the deck is supposed to do that they've been trying to do since like turn 1. They get 2 rank 4s down, 2 differently named Exo-Sister monsters. And this will let them summon a boss monster called Exo-Sister Returnica, I believe. So Michaelis is going to activate its effect. They're going to banish a card. They're going to banish that back row.
Interesting.
Yep. They can also add a spell trap from their deck to their hand, which likely they're going to do. They could add a different Returnica, maybe a Vadis, but I think they're in a good enough position. Oh, they don't even have enough. Okay. They get a Pax, which is special for add.
Activating Exo-Sister packs, paying some life points here.
Yep. Getting a Stella.
They are getting themselves low here, so this is going to have to be something that pretty much secures them the game. Whatever their next play is, grabbing another, like you said, Stella.
Yep. Activating it, letting them special a Exo-Sister from hand, special a separate Stella. Make sure this is in defense, otherwise you'll lose. And then there's an Ellis that can be summoned in hand because there is a Exo-Sister monster with a different name. So these are the Exo-Sisters that you don't really see. Gibberine and then the one on the right. Normally you just see a Caspitel Michaelis because their effects are so much stronger. Adding cards to deck to hand lets them do their combo line. But by leaving a 300 attack point monster on board, you could just be game.
Especially at 800 life points.
Indeed. 1400 ain't that much better, though.
Yeah.
My expectation, though, is they're not going to leave that up. So here's the Magnifica. So they're going to use Michaelis and, interesting, the Caspitel and not the Gibberine.
All right, so you mentioned this is their boss monster. So what makes it such a scary option now that it's on the board?
Because it's all 3 sisters.
Mm.
So what this will do is detach, lets them banish a card, or banish a card your opponent controls, and if they don't hit the Numeron network right now, actually, no, they just have them dead to game. So one of the things about Magnifica is that it can attack twice.
And that will be the key here. Ultimately, finding the line was a little bit scary there, but they do have the damage that they need to go ahead and end the game. We'll see them drop down to 3k health, and this 36 should be enough to end the game.
And the Phantoms get their second win. Momo, thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Thank you. Thanks
You're a lefty?
Did you not realize I was left-handed?
Hey, me too. Let's go.
I was left-handed, yeah. I'm happy. That was some Yu-Gi-Oh. We saw some Yu-Gi-Oh. I think both sides, we saw a little bit more interaction than we normally see in Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh tends to be a one-sided affair a lot of the times. And so I'm happy to see a little bit more interaction. Maybe some teams, starting to work together or work out, what other teams are doing in a few of the game plans. But we have MK1 coming up next. And someone you're very familiar with, available and ready to play. Tender Loving Gaming himself.
Oh, yeah, did I have Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that TLG kind of explained to me yesterday was that he does not plan on letting his team play fighting games. He kind of wants to do everything himself. He wants to show that he's still pretty dominant when it comes to being a strong fighting game end gamer. However, he still lost to Black Diamond in Tekken.
Oh, Black Diamond. I was talking with Black Diamond during half. Black Diamond is fully, I'm the best Tekken player playing today. He didn't hesitate, didn't even think about it, said, hey, I got this down. But maybe TLG seeing that, hey, if I let my team just help me some, I don't need to win everything. Yes, you maybe want to. He wants to protect his students.
Yep.
No, he's been helping with fighting games a little bit at the very least. Mm-hmm. We've seen it all season, but he's like, no, I got this one. Big Bro's got it.
Yep. And now, as you guys can see, we have TLG versus Mr. B. Used to be, I don't know if they were ever teammates. I know they were both on the Ravens.
They would have briefly, I believe, been teammates at the beginning of season 7.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're in season 8.
Now, from what I am seeing here,
TLG is on the left on the Baraka. Mr. B is on the right on the smoke.
oh yeah, well yeah, TLG is he's been playing Baraka for quite some time. The thing about TLG is he's gonna try his best to apply a lot of pressure, and hopefully he doesn't get too cocky because we've seen that here before.
Yep, but he's gotten his jump in, and now we see that pressure that you mentioned come out full force.
Yep.
Send him up, bring him down. Almost 40% done, but Mr. B immediately starts to try to respond. TLG, once again, let's see, we've seen the combo once. Can he do it again? Drops it, but manages to continue to get a little bit more damage out. TLG feeling pretty confident, I think, just in the matchup in general. I see him just consistently pressing, not really worried that Mr. B is going to challenge anything. And a lot of Mortal Kombat is that knowledge of, like, what should I be doing in this situation? All right, let's see. Steps forward, gets a little bit of damage on him. A nice hit.
What I'm seeing a lot of from Mr. B is he'll get his hits in, but he's not able to finish up his combo. And TLG, again, just taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like, again, it feels like Mr. B maybe has touched the game, played the game some, but isn't as familiar as a player like TLG, where honestly, if you ever want to catch TLG on a game, you almost always will see him on a fighting game. Maybe working on something, practicing on something, playing on people online, and it ends up being a lot. And we go into this combo once again, the knockdown.
Don't try to use a fatal blow from there.
And
Man,
TLG said, I'm not going to even give you the chance. The brutality.
That's crazy.
That was a long, you got to wait a long time to die.
Mm-hmm.
And now we see Arbiter sitting down, ready to play himself.
Now, Arbiter really, really needs to show what he is capable of. I think that each game that Arbiter has been in, I don't think that they have won. So I really want him to show a little bit more of his leadership on his end and at least try and get himself a dub here.
Johnny Cage, and to be very honest though, going into TLG, I kind of look at it always as like you have to have, he's the first test of just like, do you have confidence in just your ability to play fighting games?
Yeah.
If you don't, TLG, if you give him an inch, he will take a mile. As we already see here, Arbiter just getting pushed back move by move to the corner where he doesn't have any more room to run. A nice jump there from TLG. Gets a little bit of a combo. Once again, you should see the big damage start to come out. Boom, boom.
Not giving Arbiter any opportunity to really do much of anything.
All right, Arbiter, I want you to just be willing to hit something else. All right, cool. That's 10%. It's 10% more than the last round. Boom. A knock up. You are back in this corner. TLG's going to call the assist here shortly. Going to go up in the air. Bring him back down, and you have to guess again. A nice throw. Does take him out of the corner, though.
Giving us some opportunity to kind of move, get a little bit of motion, to get away from that pressure, but he literally puts himself right back into it.
We have seen a few of the other Johnnies be a little bit more frequent in their use of his armored kick, but that will be the second one. And once again, TLG said, hey, let me help you right there with your belt. There you go. Nice and good. Lifts him up. The brutality, a clean sweep by TLG in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
All right, now with that being said, on to the next game, which is Apex.
Apex Legends. Full Trollz lineup available. LA.
What I want to
LAxGODS.
see from the Phantoms is way more coverage of the wheel.
I agree.
More coverage and more on synergy within the team. Right now they're struggling like really bad.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of these players who are going in for these games but don't really know they know basics, but they don't know UEL. You know what I mean? And so it's really starting to show. And I know that the Phantoms are kind of like working on, you know, themselves and things like that, and working on themselves as players and as a team. But a lot of what we saw last season was, you know, like low skills and setup issues. Right now, we've pretty much
Dealt with setup.
Dealt with setup. Now it's time that this season we need to work on like upping our skill level as a team. Now we have the I almost said the Trollz, the LAxGODS, who are starting to, you know, obviously show a lot of synergy within themselves and within the team. So, you know, there's not really much said there. They just need to continue to do what they do, just on a greater scale.
I definitely agree. We see two teams, exactly to your point. Like, the Phantoms are still kind of building. We saw that this week they picked up, I think, Subi from the Ravens in a trade. So maybe trying to move some pieces around.
Yeah,
maybe if we can't find something to help us solidify who the Phantoms are going to be here in the league. Whereas, again, the LAxGODS are saying, like, no, we want to challenge Eclipse. When I was talking to them today, the confidence to say, like, no, we're coming. We want to be in Michigan. We're flying out. We're playing for the championship. We're not playing for second place in our conference. Says to me a lot about the mentality of this team and where they are. It's definitely a strong showing. Again, they suffered their first loss of the season. And sometimes we just needed to see, okay, how well do y'all bounce back? And I think this has been a great showing from them.
Absolutely. Now, honestly, I feel like when it comes to a lot of the higher tier teams coming from the LAxGODS, I think that they are trying to solidify themselves here, especially, you know, coming from the last couple of seasons. They were looked down upon as the Trollz, as an easy win, an easy dub. Like you said before, they have started to become more of a solidified team, a lot more structure. Anthony has done a really, really great job of making sure that, you know, this team is well taken care of. As far as being able to take on Eclipse, I do think that it's going to take a little bit more work.
It's to your point, like, it's a very interesting conversation, because when you talk now about top teams, I have to say, looking at the LAxGODS, cool. How do they match up against the top three? Reapers, Eclipse, and the bots. And I'm like, that's a big gap that you have to cross to challenge the top three teams currently in the league.
Yeah.
And exactly to what you're saying, a lot of people, I think, have started to have the conversation of saying, I think they can get second, but I don't think they're ready to take that next step just yet. But we are taking the next step into a team deathmatch in Apex Legends. Now, it does look, I'm going to take a wild guess, Texas Chainsaw coming up next, that we do see base rosters only. Yep, it looks like everybody's going for base rosters. Now, some of the games that we did see come out of the Phantoms, they did have some strong showings in Apex as a game, so I'm expecting a good bit here. And things, we have Rebellion Batty, Black Diamond, and Dad Hat Tony going in here versus Low-Key Brent, Imperial Raijin, and Bosif. And I just remembered, I think Imperial plays like semi-pro to pro Apex. So we might really be in it for a show here with just how good they are. And again, the Trollz are starting their dominance. They are known as kind of shooters and sports being their wheelhouses. Obviously, TLG brings fighters to whatever team he goes to. So again, this is, I don't want to say it's expected, but a lot of people did definitely have pretty high expectations for the team as a whole.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I do feel like the synergy between, you know, Rebellion, Black Diamond, and Dad Hat are actually going to be really, really strong here. But we're not seeing a whole lot going on right now. We do see Bosif throwing out was it a smoke grenade?
That was a fire. And the Phantoms have 100% of the predictions. Y'all look, I'm appreciating the community being bold here. Let us find out. I think it comes off of a lot of people having, again, the conversation always been that the LAxGODS, like, they talk, but how often can they walk the walk? And so these are the moments where I need to see them play. We do see them take an early lead with a couple of kills onto the Phantoms. Bosif with the shotgun here, playing down low, looking to maybe make a move. And now we see Imperial on the Pathfinder swinging around. Oh, you thought Titanfall was off the wheel? Nah, just a different character.
I mean, no. It wasn't about that. It was about the fact that you can definitely see that there's not a lot of awareness coming from the Phantoms, or map awareness when coming from the Phantoms right now. And you can definitely tell that right now, Raijin is in his element, bro.
Yeah.
He's in his element. He's feeling good. He knows how to get around these maps. Like, we obviously just saw that. Map awareness is crazy for them right now.
And once again, I think that this is the hard part. And I've been watching a lot of the Phantoms cams. And I say I've been watching the Phantoms cams.
Thank you.
Mainly for one huge reason. The Phantoms cams, they don't seem to be talking a lot. And it's funny to me because one thing that I always talk about when it comes to teamwork that is huge is being able to, like, when things are going wrong, you should be talking more, not less.
And as you can see, like, Raijin is literally catching them. He's flanking them. He continues to flank them.
And that's my thing, is somebody's got to be calling, I'm getting shot from behind. I'm doing this. And with time, I think it will get better. See, once again, getting caught off here to the side here. But notice, immediately, I'm not sure if that was Rebellion, but they turned to look at that member of the LAxGODS, and his teammate was immediately there to play with him. Never, like, really by themselves, never giving them an opportunity for the 1v2. Okay, here we go. We got the EVA 8 and an R301. This is a good combination for Black Diamond to have. Let's see if he's able to get in and maybe take a fight. They're playing these ranges that I don't think they necessarily win at, especially not with people that are comfortable with the game. You got to heal up. Goes ahead and pops. Raijin's healing up. They're pushing out. They're going to look for a play here any second. He already has a kill moving around, using this to get in the face of Black Diamond. Black Diamond is unable to win.
And see, that's exactly what I mean, man. Like, Raijin already feels in his element. And to your point, you were saying, like, the Phantoms aren't, there's not a lot of communication within the Phantoms. They're not talking to each other until somebody dies.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to see them communicating. I can see they're locked in. I can see they're focused. They're here to play. My worry is that you're playing as a group of individuals versus as a team of people. And that is always the worry here. You see Reb backing up, healing up, getting the shields done, going on. Looks like Bosif jumped in, managed to pick up 2 quick kills. And now this momentum that the Trollz were famous for, and I think the LAxGODS will continue to be famous for, is once they start moving, it becomes a avalanche. They just keep pushing faster and faster, raising this pace, and forcing you to play to their tempo more and more.
Yep. And like you said, they've literally been running the pace of this game. This entire match, they've been controlling the pace.
Yes. All right, let's see. Now, I want the Phantoms, they got to be aware there is now a Kraber on the map. I know it's in the hands of Imperial. You got to watch your head. You got to move, and you got to be willing to take these fights. Don't lose confidence in your shot. You are shooters. You'll have the ability to play here. The restraint coming out of the Gods is also great to see. Here we go. Dad at Tony.
I think he waited too long to back his teammate up. They took a lot of damage before he started helping the team shot.
Trying his best here. He does have his ultimate to maybe get his team in.
The question is, does he know how to use this ultimate?
Yeah, he does look a little bit uncomfortable here. Isn't able to get a lock on. Not sure if he checked his controls or not before beginning.
Now, going ahead. Let's see here. Not a lot going on from Dad Hat here. He's not paying attention. Oh man, he was so focused on where one player could potentially be that he wasn't paying attention to the person who was shooting at him over on the left side. Not a lot of time to react there.
And we see Black Diamond now, leaned in, locked in, has the flat line. You know where the two hostiles are. Taking a few shots, isn't able to land anything.
Oh, did that bounce back?
I'm not sure, but he's looking to rotate around, maybe take another opportunity. He finds an opponent here. Is he able to take the shots? He has to reload.
He's got to reload. You can switch weapons, right?
Yes.
It is so much easier to just switch weapons than to reload.
Reb is focused up. They do have some kills, so this is a situation. Nice challenge, but is getting attacked from behind once again. Nice try to reposition, but fighting a 2v1 is so difficult, especially when they're on opposite sides of you. A heads-up play by Imperial to flank there, because it did look like Gibby as QWERTY. It looked like their, or I guess that would be Brent, was going to go down. There was so much pressure. That Reb was able to put out here, and the Kraber body shot dealing a huge amount of damage, and before you can even back up, they're already on top of you. You are down. Another kill. 4 more kills will win the game for the gods.
Yeah, being able to push as well as they did together is madness. And I love that. Like, when you get somebody low enough, hey, push.
You saw,
Let's go.
I guarantee you right now, Imperial hit his shot, and everybody said, "Oh, it's our time to play. It's now our time."
Yep.
We're waiting for the go button, and we found the go button. Another one of the Phantoms are low. Here we go, back on Dad Hat Tony, leaned in, maybe focusing up. I think we hit the 8-minute time cap for the game, 21-4.
That is
coming out,
unfortunate,
and that's another win going on over.
There is something that has been heavy on my mind here. I have been hearing a lot from a bunch of the newer players, the rookies and things like that, regarding the way that the UEL plays, specific games, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you want a competitive game, then we need to play competitive rules. But like, I challenge y'all to this: who makes the standard for competitive gaming? Who makes that? The person who creates the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, for example, not Pokemon. For example, Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers, competitively, they don't use items, right? Right, and that's the competitiveness of the Smash community, right? Oh, we don't use items, but here at the UEL, we use all types of items, and it's on high, right? So why do we need to follow the certain standard of competitive gaming when we can create our own? No other league has 33 games on the wheel. Everything else is one specific game. So if we're already changing the concept of esports as a league, why is it that we have to also standardize the way that we play competitive gaming?
The simple answer I can give to you is people don't like change.
There is, and you know what? I'm dead serious. People don't like change.
It's far simpler to take what has been, what you understand, what you know, and say, hey, these are the rules that I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play those. Versus one of the biggest skills that the UEL, I think, tests that gamers that come in are unaware of is adaptability and versatility. Your ability to just see a situation, take it in, and be like, how do I win? Not, well, like, every time I played over here. Like, no, like, Cool, the room is bigger now. How do you win? Figure that, like, that should be the thought process that goes through. And for rookies, it is a hard transition. It is a difficult shift in how you have to think about it.
Right.
Especially when it's your favorite game and maybe you've been playing competitive in that format. You're, as a fighting game player, it is one of the biggest things where it's like, what do you mean I get one round?
Listen, bro, when I tell you when it comes to these fighting games, there is no download round, bro.
And it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
There's no download round.
It's the most frustrating thing in the world. But at the same time, it requires you to be on top of your game plan. It requires you to understand your opponent and to make those changes quickly and effectively. And I think for rookies coming in, sometimes that is a difficult pill to swallow. Because the other thing about rookies is every rookie comes in saying, oh, well, this is my game. I can beat anybody in the league in this game.
Drives me crazy, bro. Yo, spectate me. Spectate me. Spectate me. And you get washed, bro. Let me stop. What was the game? What are we playing?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
For the people at home, the number I want... for the people at home, for Texas Chainsaw, the number that I want you to remember, and shout out to AV calling the Smash Bros card before it happened. But the number at home I want y'all to pay attention to and keep track of is 3. If 3 kills happen, the killers win. If 3 survivors escape, survivors win. The magical number here is 3. Beyond that, we will be going to the point totals of both teams.
Oh, no, my girl got taken. Oh, she was the first one to go? She didn't even get to play.
Nope. And here we go. Havoc immediately running around. Havoc is focused. He's like, oh, let me turn on my chainsaw.
I would like for you guys, I challenge you guys to look at Havoc's photo after this game is over. And tell me that it's not a representation of what he does.
Oh, Havoc is so fun. Like, people do not understand. Havoc has so much fun.
All right. So, yes. All right. So, looks Arbiter's later?
Yes. So, this is something that I do stand on. Your best player should there's a few people that your best player should be on, Connie being one of them. Connie's ability lets her, at the cost of stamina, instantly basically pop through doors.
Oh, nice.
Rapidly. So that's why he's getting 2 lock picks here to make sure he has both. And now moving through South Tunnel to hopefully get to a door. And to get out. And we are on gas station. This map has been used consistently. TLGC focused here on, I believe this is Cook. Yeah, he wears his pants like TLG, right? Yeah. Okay. Moving back towards the house now, having already set one of his locks, and Flame now we see as another defender playing Hitchhiker with his own trap. So they seem to have a build set up to slow down people and to really keep them locked in. A lot of teams have defaulted to gas station because it is easy to get in and out of, especially if the team isn't aware. But hey, that was earlier in the season. I think some people have maybe picked up on that. Flame now going back to his patrol. Now that he set up a few traps, looking to maybe see if he can't catch somebody somewhere. I don't think they've necessarily left the basement yet, and Havoc is doing his best to terrorize somebody pretty quickly.
Yep. And the thing that I love about this game is that you know when you're making a bunch of different noises, and your goal is to try to obviously like avoid making as much noise as possible or making that noise to throw off the killer.
Yes. And this is where I say there's sometimes where you don't want and they're opening the basement. This trigger has now let, and you can see that it is going red. They both can't go up this ladder super fast, so that means somebody's going to take some damage. They're trying to get everybody up here, but Grandpa went off, and Havoc is here. Now, the character that is being played there can normally truck people, but he can't truck Leatherface. This pushes them away from the ladder, which is the easiest way to get out of basement, and has now put them where 3 people, Havoc knows exactly where they are. And Anna is not who you want to go down here. Anna has the ability to take reduced damage at the cost of her ability, but it looks like Dad Hat Tony is going to die here. He's going to have to keep sprinting. He doesn't have a lot of stamina left. One more hit and he will be dead. He has a teammate on the door. Does that teammate manage to distract? It looks like Havoc is locked in here, saying that Dad Hat is going to die, and that is one down. I told you 3 is the magical number. There are 2 survivors left that need to die for this to be another Gods win.
Yeah, there was a lot going on down there. Looks like there was a lot of the survivors were down there trying their best to kind of obviously get away, but man, it just looks so cluttered down there, man. And I don't think that they did a really good job of trying to like spread out.
And so this is the thing. Arbiter clearly knows how to play. He's gotten out of basement. He's working his way towards the back where he's going to be able to find the easiest exit. On this map, that's car battery. You have to get back here, you open this gate, and you turn off the car battery, open another door, and you can get out. The big thing that a lot of people don't notice is that you have to let your team know. You need 3 people to get out here. I don't care how good individually you are. You need at least 2 other people on your team, and it looks like he has a teammate in Reb moving up to him, so they should be able to get into this back area. And I don't know if they need to hide now, or maybe they saw somebody or heard something. Yes, it does look Reb needs to get down. Reb's going to be seen here, and this is not a great position to be in. But it looks like they opt to chase Arbiter because Arbiter has an easier time getting out. Arbiter's in a really tight space because now he's kind of trapped, and he has to find a way to get out. He runs into the house, seeing to try to get some space away from Flame. But both of them are now known, and it looks like TLG has joined the chase.
Still wasn't able to catch up, and Arbiter, it looks like he's
out of stamina.
Oh, that's not good.
And so Cook doesn't do a whole, or Hitchhiker doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but he can swing a lot. So you see Flame slowing down. Are they going to show that this gate is open? They do show that the gate is open. This is not the last gate. They still need to turn off the car battery and open another gate. This pretty much puts them in a really tough position where you let them know that, hey, this back area is open. You can't shake them. And if Arbiter dies, they don't have a fast way to go ahead and open that back gate. So Flame's decision here will matter. I think he should probably stay on top of the Connie, ensuring that, hey, whatever happens here, they have to take more time to open that gate. There's no way they can just randomly slip out and get away here. They need to be focused here. TLG going back to patrol. Havoc has come out of the basement now. They realize that 2 are here by this back gate. They have to delay and kill as many of them here. Cuts down that barrier, opens up more pathways, gives a little bit more freedom. But that is the second one down. We need one more. And we know that they know at least where one more is, or they did at the very least. And now Havoc getting close to overheating his chainsaw. By doing that, though, he is able to do more damage with each collective swing. Moving back to Grandpa. Here, Grandpa, take your blood.
Oh, God, so gross.
All right, so here's the thing. And he's been seen. This is it. Arbiter's going to have to find a way to juke and get himself out of the situation. He has a quarter of life. He's going to run out of stamina. You can see those white blocks above his health bar there in the bottom right. Once that runs out, he is a sitting duck for any of the killers. He's choosing to jump back in the basement, which is going to cause him to take a lot of damage. Watch the landing.
Ooh.
Down to the last little bit of his health. He does have a healing item, so luckily he's able to heal up a little bit. And Mr. B is now back up there in this area. So I think the hope here is that, oh, he's back in basement. Everybody pulls away. Mr. B can start to set up an opportunity for the 2 of them to get out. And then they just have to hope on points that they have enough to get out, which I'm going to let you know is going to be hard because they've lost 2 people. They can run the risk of maybe doing some extra stuff, getting a few more points, but they very easily can die in doing that.
Well.
So let's see. But now, a great call by the Trollz here to leave somebody by car battery. Car battery is the simplest escape.
Yep.
Having someone back here forces them to a different side of the map.
You mean the gods?
The gods, yes. They are trying to prove themselves to be godlike at this Texas Chainsaw. And here we go. You can be seen. That is what that flash on your screen means. Mr. B looks to be moving now. He can actually truck this guy.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. And he does. He does. Get down.
And now he is running. But you can see Flame immediately start talking, immediately telling his team, hey, I found someone. They're back here. They're back here. They're back here. It does. You have to stop and sit on the car battery to turn it off. And it takes you a few seconds. You can't go through there. And all Flame has to do is keep him locked here until at least one of his teammates can get over here. The moment Flame commits here, Mr. B should just go through and just keep running.
Yo, that's crazy. And, you know, again, This really shows them, like we talked about earlier, setting that pace, and he lost that pacing.
Yes. Here we go. He's running back, but one of his teammates should already be moving back there to contest. I think I saw Havoc there. Havoc is linked up with Flame. Mr. B doesn't have a whole lot of room to keep on running. I don't know where Arbiter is, but they know he's back in basement, so he's not a threat. You're now caught between two people. Mr. B, I don't think you can get out of this one. Out of stamina. Mr. B's going to have to leave this back area. Just let it go and maybe try to find some healing and come back for another opportunity. All right, let's see. He's moving back around. He could go back down the ladder into basement. This would buy him a little bit of time, but Flame can always follow him back down, but he avoids at least Havoc for a split second, and it gives him a chance to catch his breath, maybe recollect his thoughts, and figure out exactly what he would like to do. Closing back, and you see Flame just returning back to this back area. You're not getting out this way, and that is 3 dead. That should be a confirmed win for the LAxGODS. That is 3 down, and it seems like the Game Master has gone ahead and called the game. That is Texas Chainsaw going on over to LA. Arbiter managed to heal back up, had moved around a decent bit, but unfortunately, and this is something that has to be learned by a lot of teams, unfortunately, you are very much unable to do everything by yourself.
Yep.
And you need to know multiple routes. People get locked into, and I immediately look at Arbiter and Reb. I think they're great Dead by Daylight players. They have the ability to understand the game and really know how to play.
Yep.
But in this game, there are 4, 5 different exits. And a lot of times those are like on opposite sides of the maps. One's in basement, one's on a bunch are on the ground floor. And what that means is you need to be able to coordinate sometimes, like, all right, maybe we're on gas station. Everyone's seen people leave gas station via the car battery exit or the road exit. Well, have people learned about the valve? Have people learned about the pressure?
Right.
Or learned about the fuse? And using that to find a way to maybe give you an edge and give your team an opportunity where, like, hey, it's like a fighting game. I'm going to keep throwing a low at you over and over and over again. You have to show a threat somewhere else to maybe be like, well, if we imagine here, I was saying they were down on points. We're not going back to the car battery anymore. Yes, that's our normal way out.
Right.
But we're not going to do that. Let's go get points elsewhere and try to do another exit.
Right, right.
And now all of a sudden you're dealing with 2 killers instead of 3. It's a 2v2. Only one of them can get into the small... Neither one of them can actually get into the crawl spaces, so you can use those little cracks to create more space and to really limit their options. And you either force Flame to walk out, or you continue to get these points until you feel confident, hey, let's take this other exit and get some more.
Yeah, it's true.
Opportunities.
Very much true. But heading on into Super Smash Brothers, looks like, of course, everyone from the Phantoms are going to go in.
And on the other side, we see QWERTY, Bosif, Psycho, TLG, and Imperial Raijin on the other side.
Interesting. I know TLG used to be really, really good at Super Smash Brothers. I've never really been a Super Smash Brothers fan.
But with items.
It's a completely different thing.
Actually, yeah, it feels like a completely different game. But yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game. Smash is one of those games that I also think that compared to even every other fighting game, I assume the average person has played some Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just one of those games like, hey, yeah, we're having a party. Oh, you play GameCube? Plug your controller, let's play Smash.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You play blah, blah. Yeah, it's one of those games that we'll definitely see. And we see a timeout now coming out of Phantoms. Looks like that 2-minute timer was a little bit too tight for them to be able to, get out.
It's interesting because I feel like the game is a little bit easier to set up, seeing as though it is a console game.
Oh, it feels really bad to use a timeout and get into game within 30 seconds. That feels really bad.
Yeah.
Looking at the 2 teams, I believe TLG's on King K. Rool, so that will be the LAxGODS on the left, and on the right, we have Arbiter on Cloud. and they will be on the right. So we'll see the order. Once again, TLG said he didn't want to let his teammates play, so we might see him go for another sweep. Yep, it'll be TLG versus Arbiter to open it up. Now, for those wondering, AV did mention it before, but I just want to reiterate to you, we do play with items on high, one stock, and it is squad strike. So here we go. Immediately, we get to throw out a TLG, and TLG is doing his best now to keep fighting the good fight. Manages to grab the first item that drops, but here comes another one. TLG really to just swap out items really quickly, always willing to try for something else. Arbiter kind of relying on just Cloud's solid buttons to be able to play, and let's see what he's able to do. He tries to dodge in, gets a big hit. We are on the Tekken stage, so you have to break these walls before someone can really go flying. As we see TLG get launched, both players have taken a large percent damage, and that should be it. TLG is gone. Arbiter has managed to take him down, and with a nod of approval, TLG steps away as Bosif approaches.
TLG is washed of the words that just came out of their mouth. So, as you can see, everybody is already saying that he's washed.
All right. And it looks like we are swapping sides, I do believe. Just so maybe we know who's who and who's on.
What side?
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense.
It makes it a little bit easier. Makes it a little bit easier. So the player 2 side, the right side will be Arbiter. Left side will go ahead and be Flame here on the Rosalina. Very confident in his smash play. I remember from talking with him, he felt very confident in his ability to kind of handle pretty much anybody in the league, him and 50 Cal. And having a sibling and someone to play Smash with is immediately huge. We get 2 legendary.
Oh, what?
Ceiling is gone.
He went through ceiling, bro.
So that's the Tekken stage. And so they just said, yo, get through all the wall. All the walls is paper. Goodbye. And now we see Reb sitting down, ready to play. We see Flame doing a little dance, doing his dancey dance, ready to go, ready to play. TL Free is back, baby. I see y'all out there. Here we go. Yoshi into Rosalina. Items coming out. Trophy. What do we got? Oh, chain chomp. I hear the fight back calls immediately coming from the arena. Nice job avoiding the chain chomp. So hard to approach here without the chain chomp. Manages to get back in, but takes a big hit. Blew out the whole wall this time. And next up is Mr. B's Arcade. Mr. B.
Yo, I think Psycho was just trying to knock down the entire stage. I think that's what they're going.
Yeah, he went through the ceiling.
To the left side.
Now he got to get him through the right side.
You gotta get him to the right side, bro.
Oh, and the Kirby. Let's see what we got. All right, Mr. B trying to make his approach. Goes ahead and gets the. Oh my! Nah, see, this is the chaos of. It is so dark.
Yo,
Actually,
ain't no way, bro.
actually, okay. And you have a.
Oh no!
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. Even he has to laugh. Even he has to laugh at the fact that, like, cool, Pokeball, and you just wake up too.
Yo, bro, that's wild.
Oh my. And now Mr. B sits down with the link ready to play. I said Mr. B, excuse me. Black Diamond sits down with the link ready to play. Taking his thing, spacing out, being willing to fight more. Psycho using the Rosalina just to kind of get these items from afar, always making it more difficult. He's healing basically all the way back up, down into the 20s. Can he get back down into the teens? Throws a bomb, manages to catch the link, and I think he's pretty much tied, if not in the lead advantage against Black Diamond after going through 4 people, a bunch of bombs. We hear screams coming out from the arena.
Oh, no.
He's trying to force him to roll into it. Isn't able to manage to get the hit. The boomerang comes back. Link bomb.
Don't get hit by your only bomb.
Oh, you got to dodge it. You got to dodge it.
Oh, did he?
He did not, and the right wall is gone.
Yo.
Dad had Tony, the last gamer standing.
The last of the Mohicans.
And Flame putting on a pretty good showing here. Like, I gotta give him credit. He also, like, the biggest thing to me is also, like, the Rosalina pick feels very intentional with the items being on. Regardless of where he is, he feels like he always has an opportunity to go ahead and just get the item directly to himself and to have more control over what's happening overall. But it looks like Dad Hat Tony on this Samus is still willing to fight as well, fighting over this healing, or this could be really difficult. Dad has got to get Flame out of there. And it's the fatal frame. Can you dodge the picture? She looking to take the shot. It doesn't look like you were able to dodge the picture.
Still got him.
And here we go, second picture.
Oh, no, he stopped him.
Third picture. Dad Hat manages
that's wild,
to
bro.
get launched by the star, ending Super Smash Brothers Ultimate 4. And that was clean 4. That was a clean 4. That wasn't like an iffy 4.
In Psycho we trust?
Apparently, when TL Free makes an appearance in Psycho, they
He's gotta clean that
trust. Now Smash going on over to the LAxGODS with Wreckfest immediately following. Now, I feel like this is a very strong game with the potential to go to the Phantoms. It's not just that Wreckfest is a 50-50 game. A lot of the time.
A lot of the times it is a 50.
Now, it will be a 50-50 if we see buses. I would like to see 10 buses. You don't like the bus strat?
I don't want to bus strat. I'm just tired of the bus strat. Well, we saw a little something yesterday.
Ooh, let me know. Let me know. What we see?
With the Bandits versus Reapers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the Bandits had the bus. I don't know what. It was wild.
Well, let me find out. And there's new strats on the block. New strats on the block. Wreckfest, for those that don't know, Wreckfest is a racing game where you go around. We play 7 laps. And you gain points by finishing laps, but also the wreck part, by hitting your opponents, dealing damage, and or taking them out. So the two major ways to win this game are to either eliminate the enemy team completely, so wreck your way, or to have some fun driving your way through all 7 laps and have the most points after the game ends. A lot of times we mention the bus strat. What that means is it's a school day, and much like you remember before that first bell rings, when all the buses are lined up against each other, you know, as you're quick to see here, there looks to be 2 star beasts. So I think we're going back to school. AV, I think we're going back to school. StarCraft, which won't be played.
Forfeit that shit.
Now, for this Wreckfest, give everyone that is
I'm blue.
You got Psycho, Havoc, 40, Loki, and Bosi. And then
I'm blue. My car is red.
And I do think that this game is
So yeah, we're looking at the
It sure is.
LAxGODS.
You want to play that?
you should
Psycho Havoc, QWERTY, Loki, Bosif, and we do have the forfeit coming out of. They had to have set the game up wrong, right?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Or they just didn't want to play it. We'll find out about that in the interview.
Yeah. So now we got StarCraft.
This is not being played. Black Diamond would have to play. This is not being played. Black Diamond will not make himself play StarCraft. I need you to understand. I don't have to think that hard. I would love for some StarCraft to get played. I love StarCraft. I love to talk about StarCraft. I love the ideas of watching StarCraft be played. I think if you don't know you can beat Havoc in StarCraft, you do not play the game.
I think that we are Gonna have Merce come in to commentate for StarCraft as well.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Play
it'll be
StarCraft.
even.
Play StarCraft. Play StarCraft. Play StarCraft.
Yeah,
I want to talk
you know.
about more StarCraft. I want to talk about more StarCraft.
So with StarCraft being the game that is going to potentially be played, like you said, Black Diamond really doesn't care too much about playing StarCraft here. So it'll be interesting to see if he does end up going in. But against Havoc, if you think Havoc is going to be the one that goes in, which he typically is for the gods, like what do you think would be a good strategy to help to beat, Havoc? Because he hit. Oh, well, never mind.
So
I
the
retract
big
my
things
statement.
that will end up needing to happen.
Forfeit.
To keep it very simple, Havoc has a style where his team basically kind of turtles and lets him win.
Yeah, do whatever he wants. Mhm.
Which is a pretty good style when you are significantly better than most people in the league. I think one map choice forcing him into a situation where he's by himself, and then just having people that are like okay at StarCraft. I think they are very much a beatable team. They're not like the bots who I'd put up there as like having 4 good or above StarCraft players that you need 4 people that play StarCraft to probably be able to kill them, including killing Billy, which is a task in and of itself. But
Yeah.
like you said, that doesn't matter because we're going on to Call of Duty Warzone. Mr. B, Black Diamond, the dynamic duo, formerly Ravens, now on the
Yeah.
Phantoms,
Mhm.
sit down together.
Going against another Raven.
Ooh, why is family fighting? Why can't y'all hug it out? I think we see either Imperial or Havoc probably going here. It depends how loose Lockdown and the LAxGODS want to be. I think they might be going for the record, to be honest with you.
Of course they are. They're always going for a record. But here's my thing. TOG can drop this. He can drop the bag on it.
Psycho. Ooh.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And honestly,
Ooh, okay.
but the problem that with TOG is, again, he is a very, very aggressive player. I talk about this all the time whenever he plays. Very aggressive. Not really, not a lot of awareness of his surroundings when it comes to shooting games.
Bless you.
Thank you. However, he is he doesn't listen. And this is coming from one brother to the other.
Nah, okay. Look, well, yes, I agree with you, but that also might be because you was brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. I definitely don't listen to my siblings sometimes just for the fact that they my siblings. Even if they could be telling me the right thing, and I look at them and be like, "I know you right."
I mean, I'm about to say he could probably grow with the rest of his team, but I've also seen him
Yeah,
where it's just like, "Yo, TOG, back up, TOG,
he
back
can
up,
be
TOG,
really
back
hard
up."
headed, especially once he sets his mind to, "I want to do it this way."
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's the strength. Hopefully, I think he's built a good rapport with his teammates.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we'll have some faith in them when they're like, "Hey, we should probably do this instead of what we're doing." And then we have Mr. B and Black Diamond going in as well. Chat. Please get your points in. I want to know who y'all think is going to take this Call of Duty Warzone 2. Who do you actually have? Do you trust in the Mr. B Black Diamond synergy, or maybe Havoc and Psycho and TLG, have cooked up something a little bit different? Let me know who y'all have.
I
Please,
honestly
please.
think that Black Diamond and Mr. B will make a really good dynamic duo.
Mhm.
They have worked together before in the past when it comes to like with them working
Games,
on
yeah.
the Ravens, with coming and working on games. And so like I think it's gonna be a really good game.
Honestly, that's how I feel about Call of Duty. So that was something that's hilarious. Playing Call of Duty, not the biggest fan of it. I like to always tell people that for Call of Duty, I don't drink enough Mountain Dew to play that game.
Yo, chill.
I truly don't. I care too way much about my heart.
Yeah.
But then I learned that playing it on controller, Call of Duty players are frauds. The aim assist is nuts.
Oh yeah, is it?
I never paid attention to the conversation about aim assist because I was like, "There's no way it's that bad." Y'all are just complaining.
Yeah.
Both people just want some reason to complain. Bro, It is insane. And I only know because of how quickly it went from like, all right, cool, I'm gonna play on controller. Like, oh wow, I won like 4 games. Oh, wait, wait. I'm posting like 10 kills, 15 kills again. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? So to all the Call of Duty players out there that play on controller, you're frauds. Get good. Or turn the aim assist off. I don't care if you play on controller, just turn the aim assist off.
Yo,
And if
chill.
you do the same thing, I'll believe you. This is from one fighting game player to a shooter player. Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But here we go. Back on Fortune's Keep Quads. For those that don't know how we play Call of Duty, we have a squad of 4, 2 from each team drop in together, and it is a kill race. Every kill is 1 point. Every 1,000 points of damage an individual player collects is another point. That means if you have 999 damage and your teammate has 1,000, your team will get 1 point because your teammate got 1,000 and you did nothing. You did not help. Do not pass glow. Do not collect any points. And so here we go. We're dropping in. We see a lot of different strategies. Some teams wait till later to maybe play.
The world is. Are they standing?
Nah, they are laying on the ground. They were laying on the ground. And we do have someone standing up, so I believe there might be a slight PC issue here. Usually when players are standing, that is an indication of there being a PC issue. But here we go. We're dropping in the game, and we will get a chance to see here. Adjusting the count. Oh, that was TLG. I couldn't tell. I really couldn't. Is that Anthony Mackie? There ain't no. We got the Phantom.
You mean A-Train?
Oh my God. Help me. I am, in fact, going to be getting, I think, a little bit of help here on this Call of Duty. Seeing as the chat has already told me to get good because I slandered controller players. Well, one of your own is here fit to join me, and that would be V.
What up? What up? It's your boy, Third Down Rank is back at it again with the bad commentary. Let's get it. LAxGODS dropping in. We're looking at TLG. Looks like we're going to see them dropping on the far side of terraces for the AFK farm. See how they handle this. That cliff side is very steep. You have 1 or 2 ways up, either the stairs or the rope up in the middle. We have Mr. B landing in the middle of the map with the tier plating. This is probably going to be the first couple of minutes of this game. It's just him getting around trying to get into a building to get loot. Not much ever enough. Flame Master, which was Psycho Flame with 2 beatdowns and 2 kills already. So that's going to be 2 points going to the LAxGODS. Black Diamond trying to drop in the middle of the city and getting put down.
Pretty late drop at that to be dropping so slowly. You got to be willing to play. But we're back on TLG here on the back of the map. Like you said, dropping late, maybe looking for some AFK players to pick up some easy kills on.
He's got the ISO and the Holger 5.56. I don't think he's a strong sniper, so I think that's a good idea. And that was Psycho dropping into the water. So it looks like both players did the late drop where TLG decided to land on the cliffside to either back him up if anybody came down or to catch any of the drops that might have not been paying attention. So Psycho's still on the tier, running past ground loot and containers left and right. My man's got the vision of a wombat. Let's get it. All right. Got the striker, and you got a... who is this game? Black Diamond.
Black Diamond. It looks like Black Diamond, maybe Call of Duty might not be his normal game of choice. Maybe relying a little bit heavier on Mr. B here. Mr. B able to take a fight, kind of reposition, get some plates back on, and be willing to maybe take another chance to get a few more points. Flame has gone down and went ahead and died, and it looks like TLG is now pushing into the building, trying to play maybe a little bit safe to ensure that Flame can come back. The big thing that I think is really interesting is those kills do actually help both your team and the opponent's team. TLG not wanting to take a 2v1 and starting to back up, continuing to use the space behind him, doing a good job, just, you know, not over indexing and over aggressing, recognizing that he doesn't have to carry.
We just switched right when the fight was happening. That's crazy.
And TLG's, based on his reaction, has died. He's playing on Havoc's account, and we do see Mr. B still here in the middle of the town. And Flame is also down, so that could be both of the Trollz down. If there's an opportunity here, the gods may fall and the Phantoms may find another win.
We're probably waiting on... Oh, no, TLG was able to get his drop back in. So right now, I think Mr. B is leading right now with that AMR-9 that he picked up, which was actually pretty good ground loot configuration because it has a decent stock, large magazine, and I think it had the the simple red dot on it. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a really good sight. It doesn't affect ADS time. Black Diamond just kind of like snailing around. That's cool, buddy.
It looks like, unfortunately, Black Diamond just can't land. He can't even get a chance to kind of start to get set up, let alone assist his teammate.
Yeah, if I was Black Diamond at this point, I would probably just like low shoot in on the gods and just be as much of a menace as possible. And then let Mr. B trying to handle that. And looks like TLG didn't see that guy just run underneath the bridge underneath him. So the CV actually sees him and rotates around to fight him.
Drops down. Maybe heard the footsteps. Dropping on back over to Flame. Flame looks to be pushing as well. Maybe take another fight. We have to see where is he going here. Let's see. Coming around.
His movement is not cracked. 3 out of 10. Mine's a mortar strike though. That's going to help him in a lot of these fights.
Ram 9.
Yeah,
like
replacing Ram 9 with the F2000 is definitely a lot better. The Ram does have a little bit more of more consistent recoil and a little bit more range than the F2000 right now. The F2000 is a bullpup AR with a high fire rate, really good up to about 30 to 40 meters. After that, you kind of have to control your burst, but overall good close range AR.
And here we see, I think that's Mr. B as Anthony Mackie being followed up by Black Diamond.
And it looks like they're going to play for this loadout, which is, if you remember my game, those loadout drops can be kind of sketchy. So we'll see if they're able to actually secure their loadouts and continue the fight from there. Looks like somebody died here.
Money expired. Flame is looking for an opportunity. Maybe he has a scent on somebody he needs to go ahead and chase and take out.
Is he doing? Is he doing a?
Is he trying to get the ray gun?
He's doing an Easter egg right now.
Is he trying to get the ray gun?
This is what happens when you don't get hit enough as a child. He's just out here doing wild stuff. Jokes aside, it was all jokes. But nah, taking advantage of the lead and trying to draw the game out to try and go for a weird angle, I can respect it, kind of. But if you can get the ray gun and actually convert that into kills.
Ooh, Mr. B unable.
Unfortunately,
took the 2v1, isn't able to secure at least one of the kills before he goes down. And we're seeing he's got some damage and got a few kills, so he's keeping his team in the game.
Yep, Psycho got the ray gun, so I think that insta cracks too. So if he has a good secondary to back that up, he should be able to. All right,
TLG went down as well.
So right now it's 4-4 by the looks of it. And if Psycho's able to find anybody with this ray gun, he could just take this game over completely.
So how much damage does it take to take out a piece of armor?
Oh, what is it, like 50? I think it's 50 per plate.
50 per plate. So that ends up being
wrong.
big because if this instantly cracks, it ends up being a lot of damage. You can just kind of farm for free using the ray gun.
It's 50 to 100 because
the big thing will be is was it worth the time it took to get the ray gun for you to be able to, deal some extra damage and maybe. Ooh, did you call a mortar strike? No, the mortar strike you called has already gone. I had to be like, did you call that on yourself?
No, he's rotating around, and there's a potential that he's running in between two teams, so that mortar strike getting called might just be the result of somebody else being in the area.
You'll upgrade not ready.
And TLG dropping into the area around him. Looks like he has a USB. No, that's Renetti, I think. Yep.
Quick, looking to maybe find just another gun, something to get him off of this pistol. Does find it. Mr. B with an LMG now. Was an assault rifle.
The Bruin's one of the old staples of Call of Duty. It's been the go-to for a lot of streamers and players, but the magazine attachment instead of the I'm not gonna use the name we used to call it in the army, but the soft pack, if you will. Finds a landmine and looks like somebody just gave somebody a ray gun
for free.
For free. All right. Well, with that being said, there goes the free damage that Psycho had set up for himself. Now, question is if Mr. B can actually find whoever it is he's listening for.
Looks like Psycho's maybe coming back in, maybe seeking to.
That is actually Black Diamond we're watching right now, who just happened to land on that same piece of coastline, I think. I think he's a little bit further down the road from where Psycho actually died because he would be getting lit up if he'd actually parachuted in and the other team was
directly.
there.
And back on TLG, he's taking some damage, looking to maybe just get a chance to reposition, take the fight in a different manner.
And you can hear Psycho giving the call-outs from the sky that somebody's actually on TLG right now. We'll see how he reapproaches this fight as he re-engages and looks. Loadout drop there, but once again in the highly contested area, especially where Psycho just died.
All right, good team shoot, good two-man push. But wait, there's more.
Both Flame and TLG have gone down now. It looks like that's the squad eliminated.
The question is, what's the score looking like? And with that last fight, that gave Psycho the points they needed to win.
6 points for the big story there. I think that is going to come out to be told is Black Diamond's initial landing was so rough. He was not ever to really able to get his feet on, and especially early game before other teams have really looted up, especially loadouts to be able to play their game. He wasn't able to just land and like, cool, I get a good AR, get a good whatever out of a box and maybe pick up a couple of kills before we get to a more serious late game situation where you have to know Call of Duty, know the guns, know the situations, and know what your strength is.
All the COD players who are watching right now knows exactly what Black Diamond was doing wrong, and it started in the settings. Other than that, I'm not going to say anything because it's a very simple thing. Actually, I'll say it. Black Diamond didn't have his auto parachute off. When you come in the Call of Duty in the Resurgence and even into the regular BR mode, when you parachute in, your parachute automatically activates at a certain height. So that means you stop, you start floating, and then you have to cut it again, and then you have to reopen it. Whereas the smarter thing to do is to have it have auto off, and then manually open and shoot. That's how you're able to drop in a lot of spots a lot faster than everybody else, and then also how you're able to cut down the time being shot at. Because as long as you open it within like 3 to 4 feet of you actually hitting the ground, you'll get the full stoppage of the parachute because they don't do real physics on the way parachutes actually work in real life.
But there we go. Call of Duty done. We're going right into Madden. That Call of Duty went ahead and went on over to the LAxGODS.
Lacrosse gods.
And now we are on to Madden 24. So looking at Madden 24, what are you expecting out of these teams? I see, I'm going to say for the LAxGODS, Loki Brent, Bosif go in. And then we're talking probably Black Diamond.
Black Diamond, Mr. B.
Do you send both? Or are you willing to
You're
put
down
somebody
16, 20 minutes
Yeah,
left.
are you willing to put one person in and tell, hey, Black Diamond, get them on linemen, and then just you play the game and go ahead and win it out?
I would. It's either between Dat Hat or Mr. B. I think Mr. B is definitely the better sports player between the two, and I would full send it as much as possible.
I don't know if I agree with that one. That's a wild statement. I'm going to take a wild guess, by the way, that we're probably going to be seeing the 49ers versus the Ravens. If I take a wild guess.
All right, Billy, do your thing. I know you're in chat right now. Go ahead and say it.
But essentially, the home team will be the Phantoms in red jerseys. The LAxGODS will be the away team in white jerseys, hence why I'm making that call. I'm pretty sure that should be... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that should be 49ers. At least based on what we normally see in the league. No, they're both playing the 49ers. I was wrong.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey. Oh, yeah, fun fact. Christian McCaffrey's little brother is exactly 0.01 seconds faster than him in the 40-yard dash.
Everyone's bad at Madden. Is the report back?
I know. That's why I said, Billy, hey, do your thing. 'Cause I knew he was there. Because I know he's still mad about StarCraft.
I don't think he's mad about StarCraft. I think he recognizes that the league doesn't have a love of good games.
I think, 5 teams actually play StarCraft?
Play is a very strong word, yeah.
I mean, us with Optimal Lineup, the bots, period, the Reapers, Eclipse. Stop me if I'm missing any teams.
Do you
actually.
consider someone that knows how to press the buttons as playing the video game? Or knowing what buttons to press?
Do you consider that in any other game?
I consider that... that's playing the game. Not necessarily knowing the game, but playing the game.
Oh, false start on the teams here, apparently. So, nope, still going.
Going on all pro, making sure everything's set.
Technical timeout on the console, just to let y'all know. So if we see everything going back to
Technical timeout.
But yeah, actual StarCraft teams, like I said, Eclipse, bots, Reapers, us.
Trollz actually,
The Trollz, yeah, Trollz.
Know how to play. I think that more teams like at this point, people know how to play StarCraft, but the difference is having one good StarCraft player prohibits you from playing all but 3 to 4 teams, and then having multiple good StarCraft players prohibit you from playing
one team,
and then
Billy.
Being Billy means that it's a free win, and you laugh at people because I don't know if Billy. I think Billy's laugh is to hide the tears that he never gets to play the game he loves.
Yeah, he never. It's like being, and it's funny because he's a martial arts instructor as well. It's like being the strongest person in the room or in the world, but never get a chance to actually display it properly. It's like if I want me to get any form of a warm up or stretch out of this, I have to do it so slowly in order for anything to actually happen.
Yeah. I give him credit. Like again,
I mean, he helped.
I would love a world where Billy got like we could play 1v1 StarCraft, and Billy could actually just legitimately
I don't wish
show for like a second. Not. I think you have a better chance in 1v1 than 4v4.
All right, Bosa with a strong return out to their own 27, so 2 yards off of the touchback. So positive run.
All right, so as someone that's not as well acquainted with football, I know some of our viewers aren't as well, what are the strengths of the 49ers as a football team?
Strengths of the 49ers as a football team, you'd be looking at the primary players at George McKittle-Griddle, Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and then there was one other dude I'm forgetting that's been a pretty growing steadfast. Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. Oh, good.
Nice run play for 6 yards. Almost good picking up the first down.
But the 49ers are a very strong gadget team. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but whatever. Ridicule me. But Debo Samuel out of the backfield, Debo in the slot, George Kittle out of the tight end position. George Kittle is like Travis Kelce if he blocked a lot more. He's a very dependable blocker. A lot of fantasy players and fantasy owners depend on him to try and get catches because the role of the tight ends changed so much in the league. But George Kittle is still one of the best fundamental tight ends in the league because the dude just nice shot. This is one of the strong blockers. So the strength of the 49ers is their ability to play the flat, some of the mid lines and the hash markers on the field. Debo Samuel's being able to get those deep balls or coming out of the backfield as a running back. And then Christian McCaffrey being able to play almost every position on the field. Like, Christian McCaffrey is an absolute cheat code, and the fact that he got out of North Carolina and got to the 49ers as a team that can utilize it properly has definitely been a huge buff to his Christian McCaffrey, once again, out of the backfield.
And once again, here we see the LAxGODS moving up the field pretty consistently. We don't see any signs of the Phantoms maybe slowing them down. The lineups are exactly as you predicted. Low-key, Brent is going to be running the quarterback here.
Brent's on QB, okay. Maybe Bosa still recovering from the last time he played QB.
That's crazy. Black Diamond will be QBing for the
See, drop back.
49ers. Ooh, that was really close. He almost got the jump on that route.
That was really close. Good defensive call on that. I liked how the receiver was, I like how the corner was there in that zone. And that was one of the things that was called out about the formerly Trollz play style with hitting a lot of out routes in those flats in order to advance the ball forward and constantly stopping the clock. Drops back. You got B coming across the middle and gets absolutely smoked. This is what Ray Lewis and what Tom Brady and all these veteran quarterbacks are talking about. Don't get your receivers killed. You send them across the middle. You send a receiver across the middle and send them a pass that they can't defend themselves after catching. They're gonna get smoked like that.
As a middle linebacker, those were the best plays the quarterback made.
I was a corner, so like I enjoyed watching.
Best play. Let's couldn't hold on to the ball.
I'm pretty sure he ain't holding on to his consciousness either. Buddy's laying down, looking like he's holding a teddy bear. Go ahead and get the cart, coach. He's done.
And here we go, 4th and inches. They're gonna go for it here. Not gonna take the easy 3 points. Maybe 1 degree out here. I'm going to expect a run just to get the last little bit of distance, but get stopped with a good read coming from Black Diamond.
Hits him with a spine buster.
And now, unfortunately, they don't have the point lead, and Black Diamond can probably play this to score as close to half as he might want to. We only play 3-minute quarters here.
And the huge thing about that is some of your more experienced Madden players, once they start getting in their rhythm, they start doing the runoffs and the no huddles for the runoff. Eat up more time. 6 seconds left in the first. I say Black Diamond probably. Okay. I would like to see that cut a little bit earlier, but once again, hindsight's 2020, and we're seeing this from the top of the field instead of in the gauntlet with everybody else. But that's the end of the first. Second, 3-yard gain off that run. We'll see how Black Diamond continues to attack the field.
What I want to see is if QB's vision's improved now that we have a bigger QB. We've seen a lot of picks this season.
Okay. Ayuk. There we go. Brandon Ayuk. another solid player on the 49ers that also gives them a lot of options. I think he's their number 2 receiver behind Debo, and technically number 3 if you want to count Christian McCaffrey. But Brandon Ayuk does a really good job of finding his spots on the field and taking advantage of the fact that Debo is somewhere else on the field. See, 3rd and 1.
Yeah,
Easy conversion.
Yep. Doing a good job of just moving the ball downfield. They probably can get technically one more playoff in the middle of the field, and will then use, instead of having to use a timeout or anything, we'll be able to use a 2-minute warning here in the second to stop the clock. Again, I think Black Diamond's planning to not let the LAxGODS get the ball back this half.
Ooh, put up.
That was an interception and a half.
All right. All right. All right. Game's over.
I know they say jump on the route, but I don't think they mean that.
What? Oh, no. Oh. Black Diamond, fight back. What was that pass, bro? Interior crocodile alligator. That, yeah. Was there, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that to see if there's a better option there, because that felt so forced beyond belief. And in the past, I think everything that could have gone wrong in that situation, outside of it being a standing interception or a jumping interception for a potential return immediately, went wrong in that situation.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, you picked probably the worst receiver that had some, like, 2 people below him and 1 person above him that you could send that ball to.
I think that was zone. Woo! On the gun. I thought he was about to get smoked. I thought that man was about to get taken out of his moon boots.
The first drive came out of the
Gods.
LAxGODS. So they won't be getting the ball back at half, but they ensure that they have control of the pace here and will kind of push the pace onto...
That defender almost got through. That would have been really awkward. But here we go. Going into the possession, going back to the San Francisco 49ers, piloted by Mr. B and Black Diamond.
And here we go. Kickoff once again. We've been here before. Black having a little bit less time to maybe push down the field here.
All right, now he's going to field the ball. Oh, go ahead and take the knee, take it out to the 25.
Let's go ahead and see what we got. OC, talking a little bit of bantering a little bit back and forth.
Easy, brother. You blew a game in the 4th quarter with 1:20 left. Do not talk to them right now about picks. Let's slow it down, champ.
Never gonna let them live it down, are you? That's how it be.
Yes, sir.
All right, swapping up, looking to move maybe in the shotgun, maybe make another play here. Right.
McCaffrey in the backfield. We might see him step out and go for, yep, there he goes to the right.
Once again, a risk.
Why? You had McCaffrey under, still in a safer position. I don't know how I feel about that. The play might have not been designed for him, because you notice McCaffrey was still moving up the field as the ball was going. The ball was traveling. So that was not a design play for McCaffrey. You see how it goes once again.
So I have to make a slight correction, as we've had some updated information from production.
What's up?
The red jerseys are the LAxGODS. The white jerseys are the Phantoms.
Ew.
And in that moment, he
All right.
almost scored.
So that amazing diving pick was from Black Diamond.
Yes.
All right, so
The colors make a little bit more sense now, because the colors were definitely not correct before.
and then once again going to those flats. Hey, wait, hold on. We're constantly getting updated right now, folks. So we're just gonna keep calling this football game and let you know who wins. How's that sound?
Yeah, we will give you all the information that you...
Once again, Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield late. Scoop! And that's a pick 6. He's gone.
All right, here we go.
He's gone.
Everybody at home, watch the player cams when this inevitable touchdown possibly happens.
Oh!
Yup. That confirms it. That confirms it. That is the Phantoms.
No.
And they forfeit to save the records of.
Nope, the game's already started, so they take the loss. EC Omega had already stated in the league that if you are losing a game you're already playing and you forfeit, you still holding that L, buddy. Looks like both Sif's Madden careers in shambles. My man getting picked off in the flats like a questionable person in a bad neighborhood. Run your pockets, dog. I need that.
Need for Speed is the next game, and for those wondering exactly what happened during setup, the
During the
jersey
technical
colors,
timeout.
yeah, ended up getting swapped and jumping in the game. So again, production's doing their best, but in those moments, 96 of y'all got robbed. So in future reference for everybody here, do not bet against Black Diamond in sports games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta give them credit. Look, today, NHL, as an example of a game, okay, cool. Bosif was on the opposite side. Makes sense.
I mean, he's on the opposite side for Madden, though. And he got his pockets
Yeah,
big.
one of those I would consider Bosif's game, and it's not the one with the football in it.
Fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Beyond that, UFC, they didn't even want to play.
Smart.
And then Madden.
Well, Madden, they had to reattempt. They had to rebuild. Bosif had to get back into his zone. Because once again, hear me out. We're not, this isn't like, oh, it's Black Diamond, I can beat him. It's like, hey, we need to play this game because I need to reestablish what I know about the game and how comfortable I am. Unfortunately, it was Black Diamond.
Black Diamond did a get-up attack from Tekken and intercepted a ball. I need you to understand what happened, and you continued to play the game.
That was actually, I feel like that was Jin dive kick because he was moving one way and then immediately
my man went.
Yeah,
And that was
that was
no, that was actually like really good. We need to bring back highlights because I need that to be a highlight for this week.
yeah. I should be glad I don't have a button because I would just be like, oh damn, that's crazy. Replay. Replay again.
Need for Speed, and this is an LAxGODS setup.
Cross gods.
And that probably means I'm gonna guess they're gonna go Racers. I'm gonna guess
Yep. Because you have Cordy going in, have it to your face, TLG and Imperial of Raijin against Arbiter, Dad Hat Tony, Rebellion, and Mr. Bravo himself.
I think Black Diamond's smart here. He's continually letting his players like chances to play together, possibly find some synergy, see what works, see what doesn't, even from a GM's perspective, coaching perspective, all those perspectives. You definitely want to see how people perform live on the field in the important scenarios.
That is a huge thing, and that's one thing that I fortunately got an experience with playing in the last game. I was able to see everything once again, get reminded how things happen down in the trenches, and how sometimes when I get frustrated with y'all,
you can pick any of the ones.
So I was wrong.
Dad Hat's most wanted. They gave Racers to them. Dad Hat, for the love of God, please, I need you.
And CarX Drift coming up immediately after this.
Dad Hat, please.
If we play CarX Drift.
Don't sell this.
If we play this. Technically, all right, I love the Phantoms, and I don't wish bad on them. But technically, if they lose this within 50 seconds, they do have to play CarX Drift.
All right, then.
I am praying.
Hey guys, remember.
Well, they have some setup time, 30 seconds or so.
Power-ups, just make sure that we
Please don't
coordinate it
sell
so that
this.
way we don't
I
try to
believe
use
in
it
you,
at the same time, type of thing.
Okay, so he
Dad
can
Hat.
follow yes, we can. Thank you.
You're every mom's favorite hat wearing dad. You got this, dog. So it looks like Dad Hat is in the BMW Z4. Not a bad choice. So we'll see how he goes with this. Got the top down, wind blowing, no hat on. Stop messing with your camera unless it's a controller issue. Cause okay, yeah, there we go. He's changed. Brother.
Tony,
Brother.
what are you doing?
Brother.
Just drive.
What, there might be a controller issue with Dad Hat.
All the predictions, it sounds like a lot of them, or at least the very least, are going for LA Trollz. And yeah, I do think Dad Hat is possibly running into some of those controller issues that we see. He's backing up, doing his best on the highway.
Yo, if he's actually like trying to figure everything out,
It looks like that his controller is absolutely drifting. Like I don't think that is him turning his camera. I think that is absolutely drift or something.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I don't know how
What
he
is going
managing
on right now, but Dad Hat is just like ruining the police right now. What is
I don't-
happening right
I
now?
don't know how he hasn't been captured. I'm going to be very
It's like the
honest with
deaf
you.
guy from Family Guy. Like this is great. This is the chaos I strive to see. I love this.
We have literally not left the start, and there's a roadblock being called.
There he goes.
Nope.
Nope, they flipped him over. He's
Over the wall. I think he's over the wall.
Yeah,
No,
he's out.
I don't think he can be picked. No, because he's over the wall. You can't get him when he's over the wall. I think Dad may have swapped over to.
This EMP's gonna finish him.
Yeah, it looks like there's a controller issue or something else wrong. It looks like he's talking to the game master, trying to address like the issue, trying to be like, "Hey, like we have this problem. I'm not able to play."
No, the problem is it the issue where software that should have been closed was open, or was the actual in-game issue? Because if it was the in-game issue and if it was brought attention to the game master early enough, we might see a replay.
We might actually see a replay, but with 2 minutes left on the clock, it'll come down to how much the Trollz actually want. They can't stop this game, and I don't think the Phantoms are.
That's unfortunate.
But now that we're coming to the end of the game, while we get all that handled and figured out, I want to give everybody a rundown of the game. So to keep it very simple, from the moment the game started, the LAxGODS came in with a statement to prove that they are a top tier team. They want to reiterate this, and they did that by once again returning to their form of generally putting up 20 points on people at the bare minimum. Now, there were some moments where they weren't able to just dominate as they are with every team. They respect certain teams and certain players, namely being UFC. They FF'd Yu-Gi-Oh! We saw some great play, I believe, from Black Diamond being coached. Wreckfest.
It's the most 50-50 game in the league, no matter how
They
good you are.
forfeited it. I don't know why. And then Madden with Black Diamond going ahead and taking that. Beyond that, they managed to take wins in every single category on the wheel. Some of the notable ones being Overwatch 2, which was the very first game of the day, which was an overwhelming victory. Rocket League, Forza, where every single one of their teammates finished. Rocket League, by the way, was a 7-0 in Heat Seekers. Dragon Ball Fighters, where they basically didn't end up really being touched too much at all, and continuing to every category in quick fashion. I believe, though, we will be getting a moment here. We'll be getting a few of the number 3. We'll be getting a few of the gods in
The lacrosse gods. Gods of lacrosse have struck. They have smoten their opponents. They have sent the phantoms from their earthly prisms to the shadow realm. They have been smoten.
Are they? Do they have earthly? Their phantoms already? So wouldn't they?
Earthly ties to the realm, bringing their souls back as corrupted.
Are those ghosts though?
Ghost, phantom, spirits, race.
They're
Same
not the
thing.
same thing. They're fundamentally different.
It's the maliciousness. That's the difference. Maliciousness and curses.
What were the 4 you said?
Spirits, race, ghost, phantoms.
I feel like phantoms carry a slightly negative connotation, but not the same.
Phantoms and race.
Wraiths are definitely the most evil.
Yeah, they are actively a problem.
Phantoms
not these
could
phantoms,
be
though.
theoretically. Yeah, these are. I think they're a problem. I just think they're a little bit friendlier. The Phantoms called a timeout in 1 second.
All right, so we're playing Car X Drift. Let's get it. What's it saying? F it, we ball.
I'm going to make an appeal to my former teammate. Havoc, please do what needs to be done.
Finish them.
By the way, the mics don't work. He doesn't have them on. He just does that for effect. How y'all doing today? Chat room and people watching.
The best part is none of you going to listen to what I said. You're going to watch this back and see me with this microphone, and you're going to be like, hey, does this headset not work? It does.
No one thought that. No one thought that. Literally no one thought that. Look, in the grand scheme of things, what was proved from this point was the LAxGODS had their first loss. They took their first tap to the chin. They've bounced back seemingly to form.
What this proves is that a steamroller will always work on soft ground. And that's
Why would you need to steamroll soft ground? That's no, but I'm asking, like, not the parable purpose, the practical purpose.
To smooth it out in order to put. Because soft ground doesn't mean level ground.
Mhm.
Do you, all right, so clearly you want me to explain this to you. When you see construction,
I really don't, but I'm going to let you explain it.
all
Here
right,
we go. We're getting it.
perfect example. If you look at these roads, these are mountain roads, right? Underneath the heavier layers of dirt and rock, there's still soft dirt. You need to compact it.
Mountain Mama.
Take me home
Mhm.
to the place where I belong.
Yeah.
But the steamroll pushes down the dirt and compacts it so you can put asphalt down. Steamroll over soft.
You realize I was literally kidding. I would
Nah,
never-
nah.
I was not in any way, shape, or form serious.
You trolled me too much, so now you had to deal with that, and so did chat. That's on you.
Chad appreciates it.
No, I'm pretty sure they want me to go away. They want Speedy and Ash. They don't want me here. It's okay. I remember the good times. But Car X Drift looks like we have a bunch of. We have
All right.
A86.
We have LAxGODS
excuse-
Psycho should be Imperial Raijin with LAxGOD Cordy probably
Is that the
being
BMW? That's the BMW.
probably being Havoc, Mad Genius on the flip side, and
Alright,
PC7
holds that clutch in for this.
being Reb. So
Tapping the clutch.
Mad Genius would be Dad Hat Tony.
All right, S14 kind of going dummy with Havoc. Going back and forth. I'd like to see a tandem drift from him, honestly. That'd be kind of dope. And he's going to lose it. Yep.
So
very
if you
end.
touch all four wheels get off of the main road onto the side, you do lose the points here. And you can clearly tell that both players from the LAxGODS, aka XGODS Psycho, does go ahead and win. And it looks like Dad Hat Tony a little slow off the start, but is starting to move a little bit forward.
I think Tony's controllers just continue to play him as the two cross gods continue
Havoc
to.
is schmoving.
Yep, they're just making their way to lacrosse practice, just killing it.
They do have a minute and 20 seconds, and the big thing to remember here, the first check is always going to be, can you finish the map in time? If not, you will disqualify. You will get
Yep.
no points. You will not pass go, and your team will basically instantly lose because neither team puts up a score. But at this point, with Raijin putting up an impressive score, managing to maintain his drift, but he's going to lose it here. Up until that point, he was able to basically get 10K
What a bomb!
points all the way overall. He's playing with the slightly closer version of the camera, whereas Havoc is definitely playing
Bird's eye view almost.
yeah. And we see Reb here still able to is making progress and is moving through. The tricky part of this map is there are patches of ice that will make it a little bit difficult.
Which
if
is
you aren't
weird
careful.
because the ice does give you opportunities to get some of your lazier drifts going if you need to start back up after losing a point value. But hey, showing that she has knowledge of the game and it's just getting more comfort with it. 1,000 points isn't a lot, but that shows that there is some knowledge. Just got to get deeper into it.
Knowing there to reset, should still be able to finish the race if just willing to commit to the finish, knowing that you're probably not winning here unless you somehow hit a 3 times multiplier in the next 10 seconds, hit a mega backwards and
Mega
finish the
backwards,
race.
5 times multiplier with this transition in the middle of that mega
I forgot
backwards.
you need 5,000 to hit 6,000 points, or 5
Yeah.
times to hit 6,000 points. But this is over here, and this will be the end of our game. Time is over.
The lacrosse gods beat the Phantoms 21-4.
And again, I'm happy for the showing and the willingness to play there. That was after Madden, right?
Yes.
There wasn't a game before that?
No.
I thought there was a game before. Chad, is he lying to me?
I don't know. I don't work here. But yeah, Imperial Raijin.
Cards. You definitely did not write it down. Crazy.
Who did what right now?
I'm almost certain there's a game after Madden, but before Cards.
I don't know. I don't work here.
You literally do.
I'm a volunteer.
You literally do. And here we have them. The gods ascended.
Not me.
The LAxGODS. All right.
Where's that bum Imperial Raijin at?
He's behind me.
There he is. There's my bum. The beat. Now give him the mic.
We zooming out. We getting all y'all's lovely faces in the camera.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this bum. Look at this average end gamer. But nah, I appreciate you, buddy.
Mid.
I was gonna look at you and be like, "Yo, did you see Apex? Man, we're schmoving."
Yeah, it was all right.
He got carried. He got carried.
Okay, or all right.
But hey, guys, as you know, I'm going to start with a negative. Bosif,
What?
2 games in a row, man.
What?
Time to give up Madden. Let it go.
Give it up.
I mean, you gave it up to Black Diamond. I might have to call an adult. That was bad.
Hey, I could have won.
All right, but got away from the negative part. Guys ended up finishing the game 21-4. Strong showing, a strong return of, actually a strong debut of the LAcGODS God. So
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm wearing my lacrosse gear next game.
Only undefeated franchise.
only undefeated franchise.
So far.
Yeah. Clap for them, you simpletons. But please, the floor is yours, gentlemen.
Anybody?
I've never played Apex a day in my life.
It shows, bum.
Get him out of here.
But
we know this name comes with a lot of expectations, so we're gonna really lock in and focus and try to play our best. And I would say GG's to the Phantoms today, and next matchup is Eclipse. So see you in 2 weeks.
who will win, the god of the grassy field or the moon-shaped thing? Yeah,
Moon-shaped
check it out. But we will be back Thursday night, 6 p.m. for who?
I don't know.
Don't look at me.
But we'll be back then. So check us out.
How do you
Check out
not
the social
know?
media.
You work here.
I'm a volunteer. I don't work here. See you soon. Later. LAcGODS gods.